Hey, comic book friends, I'm Travis.
I'm Ethan.
And this is...
Monster Comic Reviews.
It's been a long month already. This is for the third week of September. We're operating on little sleep and lots of headaches. So, here we go. You're first.
Okay, first up we have Batgirl, issue 0.
0. I didn't mind... This is going to sound like all the other issue 0s we talked about as a general rule. I didn't mind it. It wasn't needed. You know, it told us what she was like before she got crippled and then became uncrippled. And then, of course, they're not going to touch the crippled part.
Nope.
Which is really irritating in my opinion. That's what I wanted to see more of, was...
Her while she's crippled?
Yeah, what happened during that time? Was she Oracle?
I mean, we know she was supposedly Oracle.
I don't know anymore. They keep rewriting stuff, so...
Exactly.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun to see her where, you know, Batman's still kind of more of the myth kind of a thing, and her first exposure to him, and her own antics. And, of course, we get more as to just what a sociopath James Jr. is. So that was interesting. The art is fine. I love her costume in this. Her original Batgirl costume, that kind of gray thing with the open, you know, with not the fully covered face and whatnot. That was kind of a fun, you know, kind of a fun costume and whatnot. What'd you think?
I agree with you. It wasn't necessary at all.
Yeah.
I loved watching her beat the crap out of that guy with the police batons.
The police batons, yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Also, I love her, the fact that they've drawn up the kill bar suit of the Batman costume. That was great.
They mocked up the costume, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, and in fact she uses it.
Yes.
She dresses in it to beat him up and stuff. Yeah, so it was fun. I would give this book probably a 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, was like I said, nothing earth-shattering, whatnot. It was okay, like a lot of these 0 issues. Okay, next we're going to talk about Batman issue 0. What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked the story. This is the one with the guys with the half heads, right?
Yes, this is with the Red Hood gang.
Yes, I get my
Red
Batman
Hood gang
comics mixed up. You know, but yes, I like this. I like this issue a lot. I love the fact that this is before he's actually become Batman.
Right.
And I love...
He's a vigilante, but he's not Batman yet. He hasn't taken on that.
I love how he's undercover, right? And the fact that his boss notices that he's wrong. You know, that Red Hood 5... Red Hood 5 is left-handed, and Red Hood 5 enjoys killing people.
Right. Right, like shooting people.
Yep.
That's why you shoot him. Yeah. Yeah, it sets up some interesting things. Of course, how does this one end?
Yeah. Freaking cliffhanger.
Well, that's not. We're not going to see the end. We're not going to see until 2013. Minutia Minute brought up a good point when he was talking about these 0 issues and the fact that he wonders if this whole Red Hood gang has something to do with the Joker and stuff. And at the end of the Joker story, because the Joker's arc is going to lead us clear into 2013, that maybe this will all tie into that in some sense or another.
I don't know.
I think it's interesting that they're the Red Hood gang, and the Red Hood gang was around before Jason Todd gets killed and becomes Red Hood. It's kind of interesting. I love the backup story in this. The backup story where they all the other characters see, you know, the bat light at the end of it. You know, it shows each of them. It shows each of them kind of being their own character, you know, following their own past before becoming Batgirl or the Robins.
That was great.
Yeah.
You know, I liked. They definitely all did a good job of portraying who they are now.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you know, with Tim Drake, right? I mean, still a good guy, but still being the funny person, still being the original sidekick.
Yeah.
Right, you know, Jason Todd, robs the place, but
he's coming from a bad background, right?
But he proceeds to beat up the guy who shoots the lady.
They changed his background, I think, for the better. Yeah, I think they did a good job of going back and writing these people's where they came from was a better idea than writing something and then hoping to catch up to where it was at. I think they did it. I think that was a pretty good thing. So I really like the backup in it. Was pretty good. And this was an interesting slice of Bruce before he's taken on the Batman, implying that it's like he just showed back up and already decided he was going to be Batman. He decided he was going to do this stuff, that he was going to find out what was going on, he was going to beat up the bad guys, but hadn't taken on the whole symbology yet. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of interesting. Yeah. What would we rate that book?
I'd give it a solid 3.
Yeah, a strong 3 for me. Strong 3 for me. Verging on 4. I like the backup story.
Maybe if it hadn't been a cliffhanger, I would have given it a 4.
Okay, what's next?
Next up we have Batman and Robin issue
0. And this is basically just a Robin issue as a whole. Kind of where he comes from a little more so. It was fine. Cute, smart-ass line at the very end of it.
The fact that, like, he's 3, right, and he and his mom are dueling. She started training him at the age of 3. He is already wielding a katana and fighting his mom, and he's 3.
Yeah, a bit absurd.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It does make you wonder, though, how did he get his sense of justice at all? He doesn't really get an exposure to who his dad is until he's virtually almost 10 years old, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, other than he's supposedly, the whole bat costume thing and whatnot, which is darn cute. But where did he get his sense of justice?
Oh, no.
So is your sense of justice just something you're born with? Because he's been trained to be an assassin. No issues whatsoever with just cutting people down and killing people and whatever. And I know in the regular Batman and Robin comic they play with his struggle over that, but it doesn't seem like that much of a struggle. He generally doesn't kill anybody.
Well, I thought, generally.
Well,
generally
he has.
I know.
He has, but but you think with all of his training and whatnot, his natural instinct would be to be lopping everybody's arms off.
Yeah, I thought they mentioned that he and Dick had some time together as Batman and Robin.
Did they? I don't know.
I
can't remember.
I thought they said.
I can't remember if they did or not. I mean, we're assuming that happened.
I don't know though. I guess, but
yeah. Okay, but so there should have been an insanely high body count when he was hanging out with Dick as Batman, right? I just don't. That's the part that gets me. It's like if he was this brutal, spent all of his waking moments killing people all the time.
Yeah. I mean, still, I guess, though.
I mean...
To some degree, if you know that your son has been trained to be an assassin, I assume that maybe you would, try and help him with some morals before you send him out to do field work. I mean...
So every day before they go out, it's like, okay, Junior, don't
kill anybody.
Don't bring the katana so you don't take off anybody's arms.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know, but...
In the middle of the day when he's asleep, Bruce goes in and blunts all of his batarangs so they don't cut any limbs off of them or something. I mean, I don't know. I didn't dislike the comic. You see that much how brutal he is. It's like, wow, how has he learned to dial that back? Just to me, it feels like they haven't shown enough of him learning to dial that back. But anyway, I like the comic. The Batman and Robin comic is one of my favorites as a whole of the Batman family books. I would give it a 3.
Yep, I'd give it a 3 too.
Okay, next we're going to talk about Frankenstein Agent of Shade, number 0.
I really like this issue. It was really good. I love the fact that they're going back and they're talking about how Frankenstein became what he is. As we see, the whole "it's alive" moment of Frankenstein. We see these pulled pieces from dead dogs and so on and so forth, right? And until he animates him, and when he's animated, he is born with a sense of justice, and he goes, dude, killing people and cutting them up and putting them back together is wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. I love how he just kind of wakes up. I mean, it's like Frosty the Snowman, only awesome. I mean, instead of happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Die, criminals!
Die.
So, as he like strangles people.
I'm the monster, you're the monster. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That was great. I like that, and I love the fact that Shade lists off all the things that make him an ideal agent, and when you think about it, it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily morally correct.
Well, yeah, right, obviously.
Because Shade, is just so morally correct.
No, they're bankrupt. They're bankrupt too. They think that the greater good is worth whatever the cost in between is.
But so the fact that he has his natural sense of justice. He's a good fighter as we see him chopping the crap out of the wolves.
Yeah.
Right. He has no ties.
Yeah.
As his entire family gets butchered. I love the fact that that ShadeNet was they were going to make him an agent, but their computer...
The paperwork. They had too much red tape.
And
so the process, the tribe that accepted him ends up getting...
Yeah. The fact that they reform it to prevent further genocides.
Right.
That was great. That was pretty great. I love Frankenstein's little gang of misfits that he has.
Yeah.
Just because it's hard to tell.
Rhiannon mercenaries,
It's hard to tell if they're things that he's worked on himself, or if they're partially in themselves. But
I really like the book too. As far as telling an origin, I think of all the 0 issues we've read so far, I think this was the best one.
Yes.
Just truly telling us just a fine, clean, pretty much. This is the origin of Frankenstein and the origin of how Frankenstein ended up in Shade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very. It gives us some action, gives us some interest, and it's very clean cut, and gives us a sense of what Shade is like and what Frankenstein is like, all in 20 pages, and does an absolutely fabulous job of it.
Yeah, I love Father Time.
Yeah, he's been a girl a lot.
I know, right? I was just like, wait,
because he's like some tall, fair maiden in this too.
Exactly. It's just like.
So that's like a funny running gag to the thing. But like I said, I so far of 3 weeks worth of reading 0 issues to truly tell us an origin of both him and the organization he works for.
That was perfect.
This
was really good.
It's probably been the best.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. What would you?
I'd give it a 4.
I give it a 4 also, definitely. Becoming definitely one of the stronger comics that I enjoy reading. Okay, so what are we talking about last for this half?
Last for this half we have Hawkeye.
Issue 2.
Oh yeah.
Wow. A comic with a number on it.
It's a miracle.
I really like this comic. Yeah. I mean, we switched from the first one, just kind of getting a sense of, who he is in his daily life. Now he's got his own personal mission. He's messing with the carnies because he comes from carnies himself, and has been starting to investigate this thing. I love his just dealing with stuff. I love this other character who was Hawkeye for a while too, I guess. I mean, I kind of know that from what I've read on the internet and stuff about this character because I don't really know anything about her. Kate something, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
But she was Hawkeye at one point, so she's an archer also, and the two of them going and exploring this whole thing. I love where she dresses up. She dresses up like one of them, like one of the carnies.
That was great.
Her hair has all these arrows in it, so she's pulling the ornaments out of her head and shooting them off.
That was awesome.
And I just the way the book is written, it's quirky, sharp, and smart. It's the Matt Fraction writer I really like, as opposed to when he's trying to write something that's just a straightforward, heroic kind of a thing. Never seems to work right, in my opinion. His Fear Itself stuff was never very good. I mean, what little bit of the A versus X that I've read, I don't really care for. But I like when he gets the opportunity to really kind of add an extra piece of personality to a character. He writes something that's really interesting, and in this case, I really think it is. I mean, I also love the artwork. I love the way the panels are lined up, and the way some of the dialogue and the juxtaposition of two people in the exact same position in different situations, how they move from scenario to scenario that way is really sharp too. Of course, he's got this kind of awkward and interesting relationship with this
girl,
with his partner, who was also an archer. Also, the whole "Hey, you gonna help me? I do need a partner."
Yeah.
I won't sleep with you, and that whole awkward, thing of conversation that went on there, I think is all really interesting and is making the comic really cool.
The fact that they shove in Pizza Dog towards the end.
Oh yeah, the very end. Yeah.
But I love the art for this. I love how it's not necessarily they've gotten rid of all the colors. It's just they've dulled them down.
Well, it was like three colors or something.
Yeah, but besides the ones that are like black and purple,
right?
I mean, there are other colors besides just. There aren't just three colors,
right?
But it is
all
emphasizing.
Has what tone, right?
Exactly, it is emphasizing purple and black while dulling down the other colors too.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. Nothing in it's bright. Nothing's in it's bright. It's got that more of that kind of dull, like independent kind of book look to it, for sure. For sure. And the other really sad thing is this Hawkeye book is everything a freaking Green Arrow book should be.
Yep.
Pretty much. Sad. Yeah. Sad. Sad that I've always liked Hawkeye. I mean, I back when I was a kid, I collected Avengers books and West Coast Avengers because Hawkeye was in it, and that was another cool archer. Why I like archers, I have no idea. But Green Arrow was always the cooler character. Now it's just sad. Anyway, that's it for this half, and we'll be back fairly shortly with the second half of our books for the third week of September. Bye.